after 6 months of training. The data is clear. It's not about capability, it's about investment. 74% of our pioneers report feeling significantly more confident with technology after completing our training. 23 organizations, including community groups, libraries, senior centers, workforce agencies, and faith communities, have invited us in to speak to their members and constituents. These individuals are not exceptional or a self selected group of highly tech savvy adults. Instead, they consist of nurses, construction supervisors, retired teachers, former caregivers, and people who have spent 30 years honing skills that the current economy seems to ignore. They are not the problem. The issue lies in the assumption. This is what you're truly missing out on. When organizations fail to invest in experienced talent, they incur losses in three ways that rarely appear on a budget sheet. Institutional knowledge, decades of relationship intelligence, institutional memory, regulatory knowledge, and hard-won process expertise leave with every experienced worker who departs. Offboarding checklists can't replace this type of knowledge. Mentorship infrastructure. The most effective training doesn't occur in formal classrooms. It happens through informal mentorship networks led by experienced workers. When these workers are marginalized or excluded, these networks fall apart, leaving the workforce without clear guidance. Consumer alignment. Adults over 50 control over 70% of U.S. disposable income. If your workforce doesn't reflect this market, your products and services won't either. The investment gap isn't just an accident. The U.S. spends half as much on training workers over 55 as on training workers under 35. The assumption is that younger workers will deliver a longer return on investment. But companies rarely measure training ROI for any age group, making this a rationalization rather than a calculation. The irony is that workers aged 55 to 64 stay a median of 10.1 years. Workers 25 to 34 stay 3 years. Workers under 30 quit at 3 times the rate of workers over 50. The 29-year-old you invested in walks out the door before the training pays off. The 54-year-old you overlooked would have stayed a decade. And upskilling an existing employee costs 6 times less than hiring externally for the same capability. Replacing a worker costs 50 to 200% of their annual salary. Training costs $1,220 a year. The math is not close. A meta-analysis of 380 studies found that age has virtually no correlation with job performance. Older workers tend to be more present. Their absence rate is 2.7% compared to 3.3% for workers aged 25 to 54. They also show higher engagement, 35% among workers over 50 versus 29% among those under 35. Additionally, 77% of employers rate the performance of older workers as good or better than that of younger workers. Only 3% rate it as worse. Nobel laureate Gary Becker's human capital theory suggests that firm-specific knowledge increases with tenure. Wharton's Peter Capelli criticized the depreciating asset metaphor as economically illiterate. Researchers from